Well, hello, my soul friends. It's Victoria. Happy and blessed new year. Here we are in 2024. I just wanted to touch base with you, my soul friends, here on the Soul Nurturer channel. I did my last video sometime in December. I just needed to time out. I needed to step out and kind of catch up with myself and create space to dream a new dream. That's kind of a theme that's come to me, and I'm actually teaching a workshop on that, and I'll tell you more about that at the end. But I just needed just needed a pause. Anybody else felt like in end of December, okay, you just had enough and you were done and you needed to step out? And that's what I did. And that's usually the case for me in Decembers at the end of every year. And this one in particular more, I was emotionally just undone. I had a client or viewer reach out to me asking if I was physically okay. And maybe I talked about a health issue. I don't remember. I know that honestly, I do experience chronic pain. So that's might have been what she picked up on, but maybe she was picking up on so much more. And if you know who you are, you are very intuitive. It was more of an emotional, I don't want to say burnout, but I think if any of you have ever experienced burnout or compassion fatigue, I had a severe bout of that about 7 years ago when I was working for a hospice, and I stepped out, and I did have health issues back then, because I missed the message from my soul to step out, to pause, to connect to my soul, connect to my body. And when we don't listen, the message gets louder and louder. So this in the end of 2023 for me was, I just felt, I was feeling everything in the world. I was feeling into where am I at? And it was just felt like overwhelmed. So, and if you've ever had compassion fatigue or burnout, I think that you're more susceptible to being on the verge of a burnout. So you have to catch it earlier. So that's kind of what I did. I just stepped away from everything. And I took a break from, it's so interesting. It was like, first I got kicked out of Facebook, which is a blessing. And then Instagram, I used to post every day, at least once a day, and connect with my folks there. And I don't want to do that anymore either. And I still love YouTube though, because I feel like you get the authentic real me. Here I am, right? Not hiding behind a post or words. And I think that's what it was. I just started, and I think this is the vibe of 2024 for sure. It's more about authenticity, being real, and it's also a time for us to feel empowered. And that can be contradictory. Like, you want to be empowered in authenticity. That's it. Not empowered, but false empowerment, which is pretending to be something you're not, or I think social media has some beautiful benefits. It does. But I also think it can be very tricky for people, because they can lose sight of themselves and their own soul potential and their own soul wisdom and their own purpose. I think what I'm noticing, this is maybe why I'm just stepping out to view, take the I call it the sacred view, step further out. And it's a lot of noise, and a lot of, if you're not tethered into your own soul purpose, you're going to be like pulled into all the trends, right? And although I feel very tethered into what I'm doing, I did get knocked around a little bit for other reasons. I don't know. Anyway, the point is I needed to step away, and I still was sort of waiting to come back and do a video, because I, like many of you, were so conditioned, like, oh, the new year, got to have our, together in the new year. And here's the thing about New Year's. It's an agreed upon calendar we follow, the Gregorian calendar. That was, it's like this man-made agreement that a new year starts in January 1, right? I've talked about this before, astrologically and seasonally. And if you don't believe in astrology, just nature spring is our new year. That's when things emerge from the dormant phases of, cultivating what's needed, right? So January 1 is sort of a forced agreement, but it's cool. It's like a collective agreement. Like we're all getting this fresh calendar, this fresh canvas to decide what we want to do with this. So it's kind of like a agreed upon time period, that, yeah, we get to wipe the slate clean and say, what do I want to do with this year, right? And that is a gift. But I would say to you, your new year begins anytime you want your new year to begin. And in other words, when you want a new beginning, you call the new beginning. You don't wait for it on a calendar, right? So, but this particular new year comes with a lot of feeling of new year. Mercury went direct on January 1, and there's a lot of other things going on that feels like, yeah, this feels like go time, right? So for me, though, I needed to honor my own natural rhythms, and I actually stepped away. I kept stepping further away, disconnecting, turning off my phone, letting myself sort of drop to a bottom, because I had some low places. Again, I think it's being an empath, and I know a lot of you who are drawn to my channel, you're empaths, you're highly sensitive, you're feeling the world, and it can feel too much, especially if you're also called to my channel and you also resonate with me in that you are a soul worker, a light bringer, somebody who wants to improve the world, and there's so much chaos, and it's like, what do I do? This is where our faith comes in. We trust there is an unfolding, there's chaos precedes change. I can't remember who said that. I kind of feel like, was it Martin Luther King somewhere said that, possibly. Anyway, to trust the unfolding, but to make sure that you are taking care of you and to be able to deliver your contribution. And that's kind of what I did. And I had a beautiful getaway with my best friend. It was such an important time for me to be with my body, my soul, to reflect a little bit more on the last year. And boy, last year there was a lot to reflect on, wasn't there? There still is. It's not like, okay, we're done now, move on. We need to integrate the lessons still. And I still encourage you to watch my end of the year review. There's a couple videos that you can click on and watch those to be guided through prompts. But anyway, and the other reason I didn't think I wanted to do a video so soon was because I am working, or not working yet. I'm interviewing consultants, social media consultants, some people who have skills that I don't have. I come on here, I just say, I don't want to change this. My philosophy is show up just as I am, unscripted, unedited. But I do, sometimes I look at my videos, I'm like, you could do better, Victoria, with the lighting and with the whatever. So I am inviting, if you or somebody has a skill set about how to, dial in the lighting and maybe have something to offer me in terms of, I don't want to lose the authenticity that I want to bring on these videos, but I could use a little spruce, spruce up the channel, spruce up my Instagram. And I've talked to a few people, and I just want to see who meets me where I need to be met and wants to work with me in the way that works for me. Okay, so if that's you, contact me at thesoulnurturer@gmail.com. Okay, so now, that's kind of a little bit of what's going on with me. I honestly, I will be honest, I had such a down that this is me. And also, I like to just shout out to people who are drawn to this channel, because you're drawn to your journey. My journey mirrors your journey, right? I also talk about, inner child work and healing from trauma. And if you are a trauma survivor, and you could probably relate to this, when we're having struggles, and there's different gradations of trauma and different ways that it articulates. But for me, I tend to, when I'm struggling, I go inward by myself. I'm also a Scorpio. Like and I think it is true for most people who've had, upbringings where there wasn't a healthy adult present to support you. For me, I just have to figure it out on my own. Of course, I'm connected to God. I'm connected to the divine. I'm trusting, but I'm like, I don't know what to do, right? And I don't think to reach for support. And this is tricky for people. And I think it's true for a lot of wounded healers. I'm giving a shout out to all of the people that would follow this channel and the archetypal expression of this channel. I am a proud wounded healer. A wounded healer. Wounded healers, everyone is wounded in the human experience. Everyone, right? But where you're wounded and how you're wounded becomes what I call your soul medicine, what you're here to contribute, right? That was another thing that happened at the end of the year. I realized I had a title for my book, okay? And I saw somebody else had written a book, prominent person, using that title. And it deflated me. I'm just like, oh gosh. I do have, and this is my theme for everybody this year, and me included. It is time for us to get out of our limited boxes. This is a year of empowerment. And so was deflated by that. There was like this sort of perfect storm at the end of December that I was just like clonk, 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 And I gotta get right with myself. I reached out to a few people and I finally said, you need to tell people you're kind of in this space. And I did reach out to a few people. And by the time, and this is what happens too when you're a trauma survivor, by the time you reach out, you're already restoring. You're already, what's the word I'm looking for? Reconfiguring. You're already, there's a trauma term and I'm like, it's blanking right now. What's the word? Put it in the comments if you know. It's just not coming. When you have to kind of put your mind, body, soul back together and it's just not there, and that's okay. I only expected to pop on here for 5 minutes and I'm still going. So anyway, I do believe a new year begins anytime that you need it. When you, let's redo this. One of my teachers, Reverend Michael Beckwith, I love this. He would say that there are no mistakes. Mistake means retake. You just retake. And so I also, since we're here, and I do think I'm going to do a guided meditation about forgiveness, because for this clean new year, don't carry anything from the past into your future. Just don't. And forgiveness work is more for you, forgiving to yourself, the spaciousness you need to co-create your beautiful, unique life experience. So even if you didn't get the apology you've been hoping for, and even if the person that you're still holding something for isn't acknowledging that anything, they did anything wrong, you don't need that. Forgiveness is for you. Forgive, let go, and move on, right? I also want to say it's a perfect time to reset regrets. And I've been thinking a lot about this. You get to a certain age and you start to see a lot of, I wish I had, and why didn't I? Well, don't carry those around either. I do what I call, which is reset your regrets. Now, it may not look like what you dreamed about when you were younger. Like I wanted to be, a movie star. I did. I was an actress. I studied acting, and I wanted to be in movies. I did some plays and whatnot, and that was pretty good. When I was back in my day, when my acting teacher used to say, "You're like Meryl Streep," because I used to like to hide behind the characters and really get all the psychological details, which was, I was drawn to psychology and I was drawn to acting. Anyway, I'm not going to be Meryl Streep, okay? And I'm not going to be Oprah. I used to think, like many people who are called to a transformational path of healing and being support, transformational soul guide, as I am, Oprah's are, pinnacle, like Oprah. And it's true for everyone. I can't tell you, I hate that saying. I can tell you, I do this process with my clients where we select who we most admire. And if I had $1 for every time Oprah is mentioned, I would be close to Oprah's, financial bracket. Maybe not quite, but she's so revered. And I also revered her. And I also, when I was younger, one of my best friends, when Oprah came out, she said, she reminds me of you, or you remind me of her, and the way that, you talk and the way, what you want to do in the world. So, 40 years later, however long that was ago, when Oprah came on the picture and we all just gleaned from her, I'm never going to be Oprah, but I am Victoria, and my soul I do know that I am connected to what my soul is here to do. That's absolute. It's hard to explain sometimes. I had my friend's daughter's boyfriend ask me, "What do you do?" And okay, it's like, all right, how do you understand what I do? Soul work, soul guidance. I help people reclaim their soul potential and walk with them until they have fully activated it. Right? Hard to explain, but um, anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. I'm not going to be Oprah, but how can I meet that need of, you know, what was I needing? What was I longing for that I was regretting I never achieved? Well, I'm fulfilling it on YouTube, I think, and that is why I am committed to staying here. I wanted to be someone who could help others use my voice, use my wisdom, use my life experiences. You know, I've done the research, right? To help others unfold their soul potential. So here I am, right? So this is an example of resetting a regret. You know, so think about your regrets. What action can you take? My term I came up with, vision actionary. Take your regrets, or take what you're still your soul is still calling you to, and vision for that, and then take some action towards it. So you're a vision actionary, right? Just like we need to move our feet while we're praying, we need to take action on our visions, and no greater time than this year. I encourage you to take action, to get out of the box you put yourself in and all those limited beliefs. You know, I'm going to do a process I'm doing a women's gathering this Saturday in Port Angeles, Washington, for women. And I'm keeping it, you know, not to be, you know, a reverse ageist, but like I really want to call in women 50 years and older, because I am one, and because I think that when we get to a certain age, we start to think it's done. We're done. You know, our possibilities are over. Pass the torch. Well, I am not ready to pass the torch, and I know a lot of women, even older than me, are not ready to pass the torch, and I want to empower those women. So also, you know, so I'm doing this dream a new dream. And maybe that looks like taking off an old dream, like I'm talking about, like my acting and being a person like Oprah who can show up for other people in a really soulful, healing way. Maybe you have a dream that you put on your shelf, and I'd like to help you take it off the shelf and reclaim that beautiful potential you have and start again. And so this dream a new dream I'm doing, I will say it's almost full. I have maybe 2 spots. If you are a woman that lives in or near the Olympic Peninsula, Squams, Port Angeles, and are interested, it's happening next Saturday, although I just saw that it's going to snow next weekend. And so I'm a little concerned about the roads and getting there, but I don't know. Right now it's a beautiful sunny day, so I'm hoping it's going to be okay. But if you are called to working with me in a group, this group setting, reach out to me, thesoulnurturer@gmail.com, or I'm going to link my website as well. You can request a consult through my website. And also, any age, if you want to gather a group, I primarily work with women, but I don't, it's just the way it works. But if you have a group of people that you want to gather and do it from your own home, the space you're in, via Zoom, I would love to share this process with you. It's really my soul visioning process, but with, you know, dialed in some more empowered processes for this new year. Contact me also, you know, and we'll talk about having your own private dream a new dream experience with me. And if you are local and you want to do it in the very comfort of your own home, reach out to me as well. Okay, I think that's all I wanted to say. Are you ready to dream a new dream? How's your new year feeling? What are you noticing? And really, this is, you know, it is an empowered time. It is a time to say enough of all of my limitations, enough. And we're all being called to be our most empowered, authentic soul now, right? Don't try to do what other people are doing. Do what you're called to do. Be you. And I think that's what I wanted to say. And, you know, taking my own advice, reach for support when you need it, because I did need it in December. I was floundering a little bit. My husband is also a guide, a soul guide, and has all kinds of amazing skill sets, and he's a great space holder for me, and I am for him. But sometimes you just need to, get humbled and say, no, I need a little bit more. And that's where I found myself, um, not too long ago. And I talked to a few people, set up something for myself, and then I took my reset, get out of town, and had some warm sunshine and a lot of time for contemplation and reflection. And that is what I needed. So may you have all that you need to be your most empowered, authentic, beautiful self, letting your soul emerge with your own unique possibilities this year. And it would be my honor to support you in doing that. So do reach out, and sending you all so much love. Please do comment. I love your comments, or continue to email me. I love those too. And if I drop the ball anywhere in December, I'm thinking of someone right now that wanted a session in January and I haven't reached back to you. I apologize. I had to just put my oxygen mask on for a little while to restore my soul and to be more available to offer what, holding space looks like. Okay. All right. That's it. Talk to me, comment, and happy blessed new year. 2024, I'm calling it the year to explore. Explore your soul, explore your potential, explore your possibilities. And we are collectively going to be in this year looking at lots of new breakthrough possibilities. So, that old saying, buckle your seatbelt when there's going to be transformation. This year I'm saying, unbuckle your seatbelt. Roam about your life and explore the possibilities. All right, so much love to you from my heart and soul to you. Take good care until we see each other next time. Bye.